It's Attack on Samurai, and I am on my break right now from recording. But by the time you guys see this, you guys should see this next week. This is my replay for the BKC Classic. This tournament is hosted by BKC, one of the best old gen players that plays pretty much like all the old gens from Gen 1 all the way up to Gen 5. He started to mess around in Gen 8 as well, so he may do some Gen 8 stuff too in the future, or in the near future. But anyways, he hosted this tournament in his Discord, so I joined it. I joined this tournament. So it's basically going to be a best of 5 in all 5 generations. So if I can beat my opponent in 3 games out of those 5, then I can move on to the next round for the tournament. So my opponent is Sadlysius. I think that's how you say it, Sadlysius. I hope it's Sadlysius. If you Sadlysius, if you're watching this video, I hope I'm saying your name right. But I'm playing him for this tournament. I don't know too much about Sadlysius, but I do know that in BKC's Discord there are a lot of really good players, like a ton of really good players. So it's good exposure for me, but at the same time, I know I'm gonna get smacked around. So this is actually gonna be ADV. We did play black and white first, but for black and white, I got messed up. I'm gonna just let you know I got messed up. He brought drag mag, I brought rain. It was not a good time. So he won that game. So after that game, we moved on to ADV. So I will be covering ADV, Gen 1, and Gen 4 since those were the games that we did play. So before we actually dive in, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokemino, and check out my Smokeground profile. All those links will be down in the description. So let's dive into ADV. So as you know, ADV is one of my favorite metagames out of all the other 5 generations for old gen. I like Gen 3 the most. Then after that, I'd probably say it'd be Gen 2, and then after that would be Gen 4. And I haven't really played Gen 2, so I guess that would actually be last, then Gen 5 would be before that. But anyways, let's dive into this one. So I'm gonna lead Metagross as a lead tar. So in case you don't recognize the nickname, this is actually the Mortal Kombat team that I used before when I played against Winter Reigns, I think, with this. No, I didn't use that team against Winter Reigns. I used the Arcanine team, the Arcanine Kamikaze team. This team right here I actually used against. I think I used this team against Ajakra. I used this team against Ajakra, and I also used it. I think against Step C in my tournament game for the ADV Global. So I want to bring this team back again. Anyways, I'm gonna lead Jax, my Metagross, as they're gonna switch out and go into Skarmory. I go for the Meteor Mash, and it does a ton to the Skarmory. As Skarmory does not run a lot of defense investment in ADV, I can bring my own Skarmory as they go for a Spike, and they are going to be a very fast Skarmory as they can taunt right here. So usually the speed tier for Skarmory, especially like a fast one with taunt, is like 214 or somewhere around that range. It's like 209 to 214, maybe a little bit faster, like 215. That's kind of the speed tier that my Skarmory was at, but I have a feeling that their own Skarmory was actually a little bit faster than that. So maybe like, I don't think it was a Jolly Skarmory. I doubt it was Jolly Skarmory, because it didn't take that meter. I mean, it took the Meteor Mash like pretty well, but Skarmory has really good defense anyway. So I'm kind of like just talking over this, but yeah, with that taunt coming up, I can't go for a Spike, and they could easily, get their own Spike up. So they do choose to get up another Spike. Actually, they go for the Drill Peck as I bring my Zapdos. Now, I don't think I should have went. No, going Skarmory right there on turn 3 or on turn 2 was actually better for me, because I really want to get Spikes up and wear down this team faster. Because if I can wear down this team faster than he's trying to wear me down, then I have a shot to beat him down with Metagross, plus my plus a couple other mons I have in the back that could wear him down a lot quicker, especially my Machamp and my Metagross, and also my Tar and my Flygon. Those 4 could definitely do quite a bit of work once Spikes are up. So bringing in my Zapdos was more of an offensive play, because I wanted to force him to go into something else. I could take T-Bolt, which is going to be the Blissey. So Blissey's going to eat the T-Bolt very nicely, because Blissey is a fat bitch. But anyways, we're going to switch out here. and I'm not going to stay in here. I'm going to go Skarmory, get my spike up. So they go for the toss. Toss is a good chunk to me, of course, because that's just Blissey's fat HP because of that. Or actually, no, it's just the level that's at. We can get the spike up here. So we get up our spike. So now they have one layer up, and they now have 2 layers. So they have 2 layers. I go for the taunt now. So for me going for the taunt, that'll force him to switch out and go into a spinner if he has one, and that also allows me to get up a second layer of spikes. So I'm gonna go for the second layer as they bring in the Starmie, and it does get spiked down. So that's 2 spikes up now for me. This is kind of bad because I don't know what kind of Starmie this is. Usually Starmie doesn't really run Thunderbolt unless you're running a more offensive team. But the way that Sadlysius has his ADV team right here, or his team for ADV, it seems like this Starmie was not going to be an offensive one. It was probably going to be more defensively oriented with like recovery plus surf and then spin and then some status move. So he is going to show off the status move with T-Wave, so he was not running a Bolt Beam Starmie, which is again a more offensive Starmie, or like Bolt Beam. There's like Bolt Beam Starmie with Hydro Pump and Recover, which again is more common because you don't have to run Spin if you're running a more offensive Starmie. But yeah, on defensive ones like these, or on defensive teams like these, you're going to see them with Recovery plus like some status move, or just Surf plus Ice Beam. But Bolt Beam is on more offensive Starmies. So he's gonna spin here as I go for another spike. So I want my spikes up because I really want to wear down that Blissey as much as possible. Same with the Tar, just keep it as low as I can. He's gonna switch out now and go into Skarmory as I get up my second layer. So now I got 2 layers up, which is very cool for me. He still has, you know, those 2 layers up on my side. So he goes for the taunt now. So he goes for the taunt in case I want to go for a 3rd layer. But in the position I was in, I didn't feel like that was necessary. I got my 2 layers up, which can still wear down the Blissey even further, and I could Thunderbolt as well and force him out. So I am going to go for the Thunderbolt, and I am going to force out this Skarmory, as in comes the Blissey to eat the Thunderbolt, and it does like 90%. So I can just switch out here. I do believe I went for the Baton Pass, or I subbed here first. I think I subbed here first. So I do sub here as they go for a Soft Boil. So now what this means is that I could Baton Pass into my Machamp, and I could definitely do some work here. So I'm going to bring in Goro as I Baton Pass out and bring in my Goro. So now what he can do is just go for the toss and break my sub, which he does go for. And he's scared. He's going to switch out because he doesn't want this to get beat down by a Cross Chop. So I go for the bulk up as he brings in the Skarmory. Now in hindsight, I think Cross Chop was a better option because as you saw from the Meteor Mash damage, actually I think I did Meteor Mash it right. I might be thinking about a different game. No, I did Meteor Mash it. Also this thing got back to full health because of the Skarmory war that we were having. But yeah, I should have went for the Cross Chop on the switching instead of going for the bulk up there, because while bulk up is a nice play and all, but it doesn't really give me much, and also his Skarmory's going to be faster. So I should have went for the damage there instead of going for the bulk up, because for one, I'm also going to miss as well, and 2, that only gives me like 2 chances to really hit this Skarmory. So luckily I do live it, and I do get the Cross Chop up. So that's going to do a lot of damage to the Skarmory. Keep that nice and low. That's pretty much Meteor Mash range. That's also Thunderbolt range. That's every range that I need to be in. He goes into Blissey and is forced to take the T-Bolt as I Baton Pass and bring in Metagross, because I really need to put pressure on him. Like, as long as I put pressure on this Blissey, then I should be able to come up from this. Because this Blissey is the one thing that's stopping me from really, like, going off with my special attackers. Again, being my Zapdos, which could actually clean up if need be, because they could definitely deal with these mons right here, since again the Starmie's defensive, so it has to T-Wave me, and Tar can definitely get worn down, since in ADV, in case you didn't know, or in Gen 3 in general, in case you didn't know, Rock, Steel, and Ground types do not get boosted from Sand. So when Tar takes a Thunderbolt, it's gonna do a lot of damage. It's going to do a lot. So the boost actually happened in Gen 4, I think. So that's why when you see my Tar get like destroyed by a Thunderbolt, instead you're probably just wondering why did that Thunderbolt do so much damage. It's because of the again, the stat there's no stat boost in Sand for those Ground, Rock, and Steel types. Same with Metagross as well, which is why Thunderbolt can be a 2 KO on it in Sand. So in comes Skarmory. He's forced to sack it as a Meteor Mashes. So there goes the Skarmory, which is great. So no spikes for him. He goes in the Doug, and Doug can just trap my ass. So there goes my Metagross. So Metagross would have been perfect here because it dealt with Tar, dealt with Blissey as well. But I didn't really have much counterplay for the Doug, or for the Skarmory. I had to punch it. I had to. I legit had to punch it. So he made the right play going into Doug to trap me. So here comes my Flygon. I can just Earthquake him now as he lost his ground immunity. So he's going to Earthquake me. I Earthquake him back, and there goes Doug. So Doug being gone is perfect. He can bring in the Starmie now, and he's forced to go for the spin. As like I said, he can only Surf me since he's not running Bolt Beam. So he has to go for the spin. I can Earthquake that, and there goes the Starmie. Crit did not matter, I think. Unless he was Bolt. Unless he was Bolt Starmie. But I don't think that crit mattered at all. Since this is adamant choice band Flygon, so Earthquake can kill from that range. But yeah, with the spin coming up, that is gonna kind of hurt me because now he can get up. Now his Blissey isn't gonna be as worn down, and also he does have another mon in the back that could really just mess me up. So Blissey's gonna come in here now. Again, he still has those 2 layers up on spikes, and I only have like 1 immunity. Or I have 2 immunities to spikes, or 3 immunities to spikes, so I don't really have to fear spikes that much. But I do have 1 mon in the back that does not like those spikes that much. But we'll still be able to mitigate this and come out of this alive. So here's an interesting play right here with the Skarmory and why I brought it in. Well, Skarmory was my only switching for Blissey, because he was gonna Ice Beam since he did show it already. Actually no, I was breaking the Ice Beam, so I went to Skarmory, which could take it. So this play right here. I'm going to make a really dumb play, and I actually go for the Tauntic on the Blissey. This was a horrible play. This was actually a horrible play. What I should have done was, since he had no spinner, spikes were free. I could have just tossed all of them up, and I would have just came up from this. Like this right here, going for the Taunting was actually the worst play, because I still have, again, 2 mons in the back that can still pressure this. So taunting right there was actually a bad play on my part. I did not need to make that play. I should have went for the spike, because now he's going to bring in a mon that could be very, very threatening. And the mon's coming in right now. He's going to bring in the Jirachi. So Jirachi is a very dangerous mon in the late game, because it has comeback potential in Serene Grace, and it has a couple other sets as well. He can run a Calm Minding one. He can run a Wish Passing one. There's a sub body slamming one that can just like wear you down with body slams and just fire punches. But the Calm Mind Jirachi, Super Rachi is what it's called, is very, very deadly, because it can Calm Mind Thunderbolt, it can Calm Mind Ice Punch, it can Calm Mind Fire Punch, it can Calm Mind HP Grass, it can Calm Mind Psychic. All of those are going to mess up these mons right here, because my Zapdos is already worn down. My Flygon's also, I don't want to come in on an ice punch, or if he goes for a sub, which he is going to do right here, because it's very free for him, because I can't phase him out. I go for the taunt, but like I said, it doesn't really help me, because he's forced to go for Thunder or go for Ice Punch. So I'm going to go into Zapdos, who could take either one potentially. Goes for the Thunder, does a lot to me, no para there. So Zapdos is the one mon I have that could actually kind of break through this. So I go for a Thunderbolt, he goes for the Calm Mind. So now he's going to start Calm Minding up. I can never bring in my Flygon, because if I bring in Flygon and he catches the prediction, or if he just subs on the right turn, then he could Ice Punch me and then I lose the game. I can't let that happen, especially when he's already up 1 game and I have to try and win this one. So I go for the Thunderbolt, I get the para there, and I get a para, and I get a full para. So this part right here is actually pretty disgusting, because my Zapdos is just going to hack the shit out of this Jirachi, because it's just not looking great at this point. So he's going to get up to a Calm Mind. So now he's +2. He could definitely still sub, and he could take 2 of them. Now I have Baton Pass to go into Flygon. This was a horrible play, because he was always going to go for a Calm Mind. He was always going to go for either, well, he can never Calm Mind. He could either attack me and go for Ice Punch, or he could Thunder me. But again, the way this Jirachi was, it was definitely going to be a Bolt Beam Rachi with Thunder plus Ice Punch. Because again, that's like a pretty common spread you would see on something like this. So the only play he can make here is to just Baton Pass or go for the Ice Punch. Again, if he went for Ice Punch on this play, then he actually would have won here. Like, no cap, he would have just won here. But what he does instead is go for the sub, which is even a better play, because for 1, he could take Earthquake, and 2, he always forces me out because he could Ice Punch. But I go into Skarmory as he does reveal the Ice Punch. So Ice Punch does a ton to me. I can't even face this out because my Skarmory just can't. I don't have Roar. So Thunder will body this Katana. So there goes my Katana. Now I have to bring in Raiden and go for a Thunderbolt and just wear this down again and hope he gets full parried. So I go for a Thunderbolt. I don't break it. He does get full parrot, so I got to keep thunderbolting and just try to break this Jirachi down. Again, if I can do that, then I'm set. So I do go for a second one. It is going to break it, and it does get a full para. So there's the full para right there. Again, I can't bring in Flygon on a predicted like para. I have to just keep thunderbolting. So he's going to sub again, and now he could definitely break through potentially. So he has 2 chances to break through at Thunderbolt. I don't break it. He gets full parrot, and now I can go for another one, and he has to attack me here because he can't sub here. He has to just attack me. So. But he does go for the Calm Mind, though. So, again, he makes the right play because he can still get his last-ditch sub up. But I can still Thunderbolt, or he's, again, forced to attack. Or, yeah, so he's forced to attack. He Ice Punches me, and there goes my Zapdos. So, again, it was very, very hacksy in this point. Again, these last couple turns right here. Again, had he not got full parrot, he would have won straight up. He would have straight up won because I can't break through the Jirachi, and I have to let something just die to Thunder plus Ice Punch. Because I can't break through it at all. I do have a Tar in the back that can't really break through this Jirachi because I have to land Fire Blast or I have to go for a Focus Punch. Either one is not really great, and Fire Blast probably won't even break that sub. Actually, it might break it. It actually could break it, but he could still, like, you know. Well, I mean, he would have to hit me. That would just be that. But then I would also have a pretty tough time against the Blissey plus his own Tar. So. With Zapdos going down, I can bring in the Flygon now, and I can kill the Jirachi. So there goes Rachi to the Earthquake. And now he's forced to bring in the Blissey and go for the Ice Punch. Or go for the Ice Beam, I mean. So I bring in my Tar. My Shao Kahn, who can now go for the Focus Punch here. He goes for the Ice Beam. He could definitely freeze me. So he's trying to go for that at this point. Again, if he could do that, then he could just 1v1 my Flygon. So now I catch the Tar on the Focus Punch, and there goes Tar. He would never stand on Focus Punch, which is why he made the play like that. Or in case I was like some kind of DD Tar. So he was probably predicting one of those two. But now I can just go for the Crunch, wear down this Blissey, put him to the Focus Punch range, or just keep him as low as possible to force him to go for the Solid Boil, so that way I can just Focus Punch him right here. So I Crunch, again, keep that low. He goes for the Ice Beam again, and now I go for the Focus Punch, because he has to recover here in order for him to get some kind of leverage, and that's not going to happen. Here comes a punch, and Blissey is going to be put down to 9%, and I can and I can go for the Crunch and just kill it off, and that's going to be the game. So again, a very unfortunate turn of events for my opponent, Sadlysius. Again, had he broken through the para, this game would have been long over. It would have been over at, like, I think turn 30 something. I think like turn. Because he got the second or the third Calm Mind up. I think it would have been over at like turn 36. It would have been over like turn 36 or turn 37. Because, again, if he just broke through, he would have gotten it. And I would not have been in this position with Tar had that not happened. So that is going to be my win for Game 2. Now we can move on to Game 3 where we play Gen 1. Oh, wait, hold up. This is a different thing. Okay, so here's my Gen 1 game against Sadlysius. So I'm going to let y'all know that the hacks that happened in Gen 3 or in this game does not even compare to what's going to happen in Gen 1. So let's break it down. Here he's going to lead with Jinx. I lead with my own Jinx. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm really bad at this kind of lead when it comes to Jinx lead. Like, when it comes to opposing Jinx lead, like, I either have to let this go to sleep or put his Jinx to sleep and hope I win the speed tie. So I hope I win the speed tie, but I don't. So now he can bring in Tauros for free and he could just wear me down. So he does bring in the Tauros, and I'm just like, come on, Jinx, wake up. But Jinx is just like, nah, I'm asleep. So then comes Gengar. I gotta hope I can win the speed tie so I can put this thing to sleep. He goes for the Earthquake, and I have to hope I can land it, but I don't. So there goes my Gengar. I go into Laxus. He gets a crit on the switch in. So now I have to go for the Reflect as he goes for the Body Slam. So I got to Reflect here, hope I can live the Body Slam, but he gets another crit, so there goes my Lax. So now I'm down 2 Mons, you know, or literally down 2 Mons because he wants the speed tie again, so there goes my Gengar. Now I got to go into Chansey, got to put that thing to sleep, but I go for T-Wave instead because I actually don't have Sing on this. I think I did have Sing because this team right here that I was running was like a sleep spam kind of team, so I think I had Sing on that Chansey, so I should have went for the Sing there instead. But T-Wave was actually the worst play there. I go into Chansey again as he's going to go into Tauros. I tried to Sing it, but yeah, you know, Chansey comes in and absorbs the Sing. I go into Jinx. He gets paralyzed. He can bring in the Tauros again as I bring in my own Tauros to counter his Tauros. So I go for the Body Slam here as he's going to go for his own Body Slam first as I get the Body Slam off. So now I got to try and get the speed tie. I don't get it, but you know, I keep wearing down this Tauros. He's at 40%. He's going to go into the Lax to absorb the beam if I go for it, but I was never going to go for beam. I have to go for the Rhydon, go for the Earthquake, wear down this Lax as much as possible. Just going to get the Reflect off. I go into Chansey, as he gets the body slam off. And now I have to hope I land the Sing. But, you know, the game said, no, you're just going to die to the lax. So that happens. So now I'm down 3 and he's up 6. I can't do anything at all but try to get some crits. But the game is not going to give me crits at all because I think pretty much my luck went up when I was fighting the Jirachi. So yeah, I'm gonna Earthquake again, try to get a crit, but he can just rest here, as he could just, you know, break my sub with the Hyper Beam. And now I go for the sub again. I should have just Earthquake again, honestly, but he's gonna just rest there. I go in the Jinx, hopefully I can wake up, but you know, he's gonna get like the second turn wake up right here, so he does get it. Again, because that's how rest works. He's gonna beam me, and that's gonna be the game, because I can't do jack at this point, because like I said, I got messed up. I got messed up very badly. There was nothing I could do. I go for the Blizzard to get a freeze, but I don't get one, and you know, it's just gonna be a slaughter at this point. Pretty much. The Starmie comes in, I go for a sub. I'm trying to get like a para with body slam, so if I get the para, I might have a shot, and I could Earthquake through him. But you know, the game said you're not gonna get anything, and you're just gonna lose, so that's gonna be the game. So yeah. I wasn't too upset about it. He said sorry about this one, but like, it's Gen 1. That's just what it is. It is what it is with Gen 1. I'm not really gonna get upset over hacks in this metagame because like this metagame is just built around, well, it's not exactly built around hacks, but it is, because you have to T-wave things down and put yourself in a position where your own Tauros could just sweep through. Because Tauros is again one of the best cleaners in this metagame, and actually the best mon in I almost said ADV in Gen 1 and RBY. Like it literally is the best mon, because once things are slept or T-waved, it just runs through things. It literally just runs through. So as you saw, that's what happened to my team. I got ran through by Tauros. So I really couldn't do much. And again, the Hypnosis Miss sucked. The sleep on my Jinx sucked a lot. Again, I didn't really have much counterplay against his own Jinx. Maybe I could have went into Gengar to let it go to sleep. Maybe I could have done that, because Gengar does have a less accurate sleep. Well, actually, no. Jinx has or not Jinx. Chansey has the least accurate sleep out of these two. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah, Chansey has the least accurate sleep out of these other two. So, but I was never gonna let Chansey go to sleep, because that's a mon that can never go to sleep. That's a mon you need to keep around when you're playing in Gen 1, because you need something to absorb the special attacks from Zam, Jinx, Starmie, all of them. So again, yeah, this was just a tough one. Couldn't get the sleep off, and that's gonna be that. I don't know what's going on with my video editor, but you know, it is what it is. So that's gonna be game 3. Yeah, this is actually game 3. So this is game 3, and now I have to hope that I can win for Gen 4. If I can win for Gen 4, then I have a shot to play him for Gen 2. Because again, he won Gen 5. I beat him in Gen 3. He beat me in Gen 1. If he beats me in Gen 4, then I'm out the tourney. So I gotta hope I can break through for this one. So with this team right here for Gen 4, I think I brought a more offensive team. I actually brought a team that I really liked. It was a Trick Room Bronzong team with a slow choice band tar, which can take advantage of Trick Room. So I brought something like that. So Sadlysius is going to lead with the Uxie as I lead with my Swampert. He's going to trick me right off bat as I get up my rocks. So he is going to go for T-Wave. I actually went to Starmie in case he wanted to go for rocks of his own, since I could spin them away. But he decided to go for the T-Wave instead. I guess maybe that was a catch-all kind of play, in case I wanted to go into Starmie, or in case I wanted to go into like some kind of setter. But still, that was a great play on his part for catching that. I would never expect that. He could have also had Grass on too, but I don't know if Uxie actually runs Grass on Gen 4. Somebody could let me know in the comments. But so that T-Wave sucked a lot. So now what he could do is get up rocks, as I do go for the pump. So I wear this down. I had to hope he doesn't have a ghost type, which it doesn't seem like he has. He has a tar though, so I could spin on the tar. But you know, the game is gonna say nah. So on the bright side, I do have a Cobra Starmie, so I can take the pursuit, and I have to hope I could spin. I do get the last ditch spin off, but I can't switch out now. I have to go for the pump. You know, but he's, you know, gonna outspeed me though. So there goes my Starmie. I can bring in my my Bronzong now, and I can go for some Gyro Ball action. Actually, I think I trick here first. Or no, I do go for the Trick Room. And Gyro Ball can kill from that range. So I do kill off the Uxie, which is perfect. Again, since he was running Trick on this Uxie with the Choice Scarf, that told me that he had to have some speed investment. So Bronzong would always kill that. So yeah, Bronzong would kill the Uxie from that range. So now what he could do is bring in the Starmie. So with this coming in here, this is kind of a rough position because he has to go for spin. Or he could just go for the Hydro Pump and just wear down my Bronzong. I really didn't have much of a switch in for this. And I didn't really feel comfortable going into my T-Tar to, you know, take the spin if it would go for spin. But I think in Sadlysius' position, he had to go for the Hydro Pump. But he could easily spin. I kind of expected him to spin because I felt like the way his team was set up, he has to have like some kind of like Dragonite, some Mon that doesn't like rocks on his team. So I felt like he was always going to spin. So I had to go for the damage and go for some Earthquake damage. So I do get some damage off. He does go for the spin there. So what I should have done here, I mean, I have two options. I could boom on the Starmie to make sure that he can't spin again, and I could still get up rocks with Pert, or I could just Gyro Ball the Starmie down and hope that I could kill it. But none of that's going to happen because his Starmie is very defensive, very, very bulky. So bulky Starmie is just going to eat that Gyro Ball very nicely. I go for the Earthquake, and I goes for the recovery, and I can trick him again, but that's all I can really do. So I do go for the Pert instead. So I go for the Pert as he goes for the Surf. So I can go for the rocks here. What I should have done was just Earthquake this down, but granted, my Swampert on this set is more like defensively oriented, so Earthquake won't do that much damage. It'll probably do at least like 40% to it, but he could just recover stall me out. So all I can do is just go for the rocks. So I do go for the rocks here. I don't have a Ghost. Actually, I think I do have the Rotom here. No, I have Tar. So I have Tar that can stop spin, or at least stop him from doing anything else. He could go for a Surf here or a Hydro Pump if he wants, but all he has is Surf. So he goes for the T-Wave. And now what I can do is get paralyzed. So I have to pursue in case he wants to switch out, but he's never going to switch. So instead I just go for the Crunch instead. So I Crunch him, kill out the Starmie, and now in comes the Jirachi. So Jirachi, this Mon right here, just like the reverse of Gen 3, where Jirachi, where I flinch out the Jirachi, you know, hacks it out. This Jirachi is going to be a pain in the ass, and it's just going to sub on me and just do everything it can to just annoy me. So he goes for the Iron Head. He gets a flinch. He's just going to flinch down my Bronzong at this point, because once I saw that flinch, I just knew, alright, that's what's going to happen, bet. So here comes the Iron Head flinch. I get my rocks up here. Actually, I think I went for the Earthquake this time. As he goes for the Body Slam. I had to hope he didn't get a para, but he didn't get one. But I get the rocks up there. Now I can go into Bronzong. And if he paralyzes me, this is actually better for me because I'll be faster than him. And also I'll get off a stronger Gyro Ball. I'll be like at... Okay, well actually, the speed tier that Bronzong is right now... Again, if you divide the speed, it's at 31% right now. Or 31 speed. But also with the Macho Brace that it's holding, which lowers its speed anyway, Bronzong is a lot slower. So Gyro Ball will be doing a ton, even to the Jirachi. But Earthquake is just better anyway, since that'll wear down faster. But it seemed like his Jirachi was more like a defensively oriented one. So now this thing could just para-flinch me. So with the Body Slam, flinching, and all that jazz, and also he has Fire Punch as well, this Bronzong is just going to be sitting here doing nothing. So yeah, I can't really do much against this thing. I don't really have, you know, any other counterplay to the Jirachi, besides trying to wake up and get my Trick Room off. But he could just go for the Fire Punch. So I can scout for the Fire Punch. As he does go for it, no burn, thankfully, so I can Earthquake this. He goes for the Iron Head, and guess what? Yep. You already knew. You already knew. And no. Oh, nope. I actually break through this time. So I break through. I got an Earthquake again, as he can go for the Body Slam and kill me off. So now I can only go into Magnezone and try and, you know, like, flinch this thing, or get the trap this thing at least. So I go for a Thunderbolt. It does a lot, but that Jirachi is just too fat. That thing is just too annoyingly fat. So I can Fire Punch. I can go for the HP Fire and kill it off potentially. Maybe. I keep it low at least, so he can still sub, but he's forced to go for the Fire Punch. So he does go for it, as I can go for the Thunderbolt and kill out the Jirachi. So finally, the Jirachi is dead. So now I kind of have a way to still set up with the Bronzong, but it's gonna be pretty risky. It's still gonna be pretty risky because I don't know what else he has left. He has the Pert. So Pert and ADV. Crap, I said ADV. I'm so used to ADV. Pert and DPP can be ran multiple ways. It can be ran Choice Banded. It can be ran with rocks plus Rendo Berry like the one I have. It can be ran defensively oriented. Kind of like a mix of the ADV Pert set, which was like Refresh, Surf, Toxic, and Protect. You can run something like that. But again, rocks are just more common on something like this. But since he already had rocks on the Yuxi, I felt like his pert was going to be more offensively based. So what I'm going to have to do, but he shows lefties instead, so maybe it wasn't that offensive. But he could waterfall me and kill me off, which is really bad. So now I don't have Trick Room anymore. I have to go into Lottie, who could Draco this thing, but I have to go for the Surf instead. I have to Surf because Surf can potentially kill the Tar, but as you saw, Surf did not do enough to that Pert, so that Pert is very, very bulky on possibly the Spadef side. So he goes for the Ice Punch. It does a lot to me. No freeze, but, it doesn't really matter because I can't kill the Pert anyway. I go into Tar as he goes for the Ice Punch. I have to hope he goes for Earthquake or something, but he goes for Waterfall instead. So this game is pretty much over as I can't even kill the Tar even after a Draco. So I go for the Draco. I do kill off the Pert at least, but I am not going to kill the Tar. So that is going to be the game. And yeah, this was a tough one. I miss anyway, but like I said, there was like nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do. So I pretty much just said GG, and that was that. So that is going to be my end of the BKC Classic. Like I said, there was nothing I could really do in this matchup. I mean, there was. It was just the Jirachi wearing me down too quickly. I actually did have a shot, but it really just came down to the Jirachi. The Jirachi just kind of came back with a vengeance after the ADV game. But yeah, had I got my Trick Room off, this Jirachi would have got worn down very quickly. And then I might have had a better shot with it, because I could have quaked down the Rachi, Gyro Balled the Tar, then I could have boomed on Pert, and then whatever that last one was, it probably would have got dealt with by Latius. But again, it's tough, man. It's very tough. But that is going to be my run for the BKC Classic. So hopefully he does another tournament like this. This was actually really fun, though. I really do hope he does more tourneys like this, because I'm gonna try and come up. Again, like playing people that are in that Discord, it's just so fun, because you know that they're better than you, but you can still get off a lot of like learning experience from it. So I want to keep battling those guys, because I know that the more I battle them, the better I'll get, and potentially I could. Well, now I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but or what toot my own horn, but like I just want to get better. That's what I want to do. I want to get better, and just establish myself as just a known player, a known and good player. So that's what I want to do. That's my goal. But it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a bit. But so this was a fun series. So GG to Sadlysius, and that is gonna be the end of my run for the BKC Classic. So if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokeamino and check out my Smogon profile. All those links will be down in the description. So again, thank you guys for helping me reach 250 subs. Gonna see how much further we can go on the channel. I would like to hit 300 by the end of the summer. So again, I'm not like saying until the end of August. That's impossible. I don't think we could actually hit that, but I do think we could hit it at the end of the summer. So that would be like towards the end of September. So that would be very cool. But if we don't hit that, that's still fine. I'm not really worried. I'm not too worried about it right now. But that is gonna be the end of this vid. So again, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. So that's going to be that. Peace out, be safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you in the next vid.